Today we're going to be talking about fast food workers making up to $22 an hour, what's going on with electric vehicles, the new Apple event that came out today, iPhone, Apple Watch, a bunch of stuff that came out, and we're going to be talking about quiet quitting and so much more. My name is Josh.
I'm quiet quitting right now.
So I'm super excited to talk about these topics because it's very interesting, and I'm going to start off with the first one. But actually, before we get into that, please share, please comment, please let us know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Subscribe, like this video, everything, all of the above. Now, California just passed a fast food bill that could bump the minimum wage for fast food workers to $22 an hour. It's called the AB 257. Really briefly, just to give you guys an idea, what is this all about? The governor, Newsom, signed into law creating a fast food council to determine standards for pay, hours, and working conditions for fast food workers in California. Under this legislation, the council could raise the minimum wage for fast food workers to up to $22 an hour. So that's why I say up to $22 an hour, because they can make it up to. They can make it to 20, they can make it 18, but eventually they'll make it to 22, which is well above the $15 an hour minimum wage for the whole state, right? But this would only apply to chains, so restaurants, fast food restaurants that are at least 100 locations nationally. So I want to talk about some implications, what that could mean for the state, for the economy, for us, for you, for me, because it's a lot of implications, a lot to take in. But what are some possible side effects to the $22 an hour bill? Before that, did you guys know that $22 an hour is actually a good salary? Like that's almost as much as I made right out of college, my first job, which is crazy to think because it was only 4 years ago. Because that was salary plus commission. If you combine it, it's almost a little bit over 22 an hour, which that's like amazing. It's not an amazing, but it's a great salary for no college degree and working at a fast food restaurant.
Well, what this is going to do is destroy mom and pop stores. Who's going to want to work for mom and pop store when you rather work for McDonald's or Chick-fil-A? It's not the smartest thing, because not only is it going to do that, but it's going to make, all the fast food restaurants to be like, okay, we're going to bump up our prices. Like time and time again, every time the government or anyone involved in government gets involved, it's not really thinking of long term, obviously, because they never ran a business. Obviously, that's how they're running California to the ground. It's just like, this just makes zero sense. It's especially because I used to work for, not directly for Taco Bell, but I used to do all their videos for Taco Bell, Del Taco, IHOP, and they would always have conferences. And that was their one complaint that they always said, how can we get, just like California wants to get by 2035 electric cars, they want to get by 2030, I think it was, no employees, all electric mortars, just like robot arms. This is going to push that even faster, especially in California. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. It's like, that's what it's going to do. It's nice, like it's really nice in the beginning, but most of these companies, like we already see Taco Bell is rolling out new stations, Starbucks is doing it too, testing out this new arm in airports where, it costs a lot of money, but like you said, these companies, fast food chain restaurants, are slowly going to push it. And when I was working for these companies back then, I think it was less than $10 the minimum wage. It was like 5-6 years ago. So now that it's 22, I could just imagine if I was working at those conferences, that was probably their big discussion that they're probably having right now. Okay, now they're making us do $22 an hour. How can we get rid of employees faster?
Yeah. And like you said, it's enough. First and foremost, when they implement this $22 an hour, it's going to cause inflation in the prices, because they're going to inflate their prices to keep. That's what they do. It's like there's this thing called the cost push or built-in inflation. Basically, what a company does is when prices rise, wages rise too, in order to maintain a living cost, or when production costs, they have to increase the prices. So they're like, okay, everything's raising for us. All right, we're just going to push it onto you. It's a cost push onto us, the consumers. That's what it is. So that's what's most likely going to happen. And like what Junior was saying, robots, what's gonna happen right here? They're gonna start making our burgers, and they're gonna make them perfect. There's never gonna be mistakes because they're robots.
I think this arm costs like $200,000, but I think I was reading that it generates like somewhere close to $50,000 or $70,000 a week. So pretty much within a month, they break even. And this robot is never gonna complain. It's never gonna go on strike. Benefits. I wonder if the government one day is going to step in and ask for, like, they get healthcare and benefits. It's just they're slowly just pushing and pushing and pushing, and it's going to hurt mom and pop stores. At the end of the day, like, yeah, this is nice. The middle class. Yeah, the people who want to get started is like, they're going to be like, like all these restaurants that I know, they have help wanted, and they don't have that much money. They're just getting started. How can they, compete with Taco Bell, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, and all these restaurants that are going to have $22 an hour? Anyone with a common sense is going to be like, yeah, I'd rather work for them than his mom and pop store. So I'm pretty sure these businesses are happy because it's going to kill the mom and pop store market. But in the long term, they're already going to find a solution to it. Like you see here in those images, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, you could
even Costco has self checkout.
Yeah, so you could do your order and then they'll cook it and then you just pick it up, or a robot will come bring it to you. So that's basically the side effects that this bill could cause.
Or even like we do nowadays, you just order everything through the app. You know, by the time you get there, it's already made.
Yeah, it's just
a matter of time.
I mean, this will produce new jobs because someone has to maintain these robots, and they're not
less jobs,
but different jobs. It's gonna be
one job,
a couple different jobs, right, to maintain these two robots. Because then you made
if you think about it, there used to be a cook, a register, and all that. Now it's gonna be just one IT guy in China, in India, just like making sure everything is getting dialed up, getting paid like $5 an hour. While the McDonald's here in California is like running, no employees, maybe just one mopping, if anything.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna change the way that a lot of things, and this might bring the question is, I think this is gonna probably push also universal basic income because all those people that lose jobs, where do they go? What do they do, right?
Well, it's just like we're in just like the Industrial Revolution. Yeah. I think we're going through that right now. So all these people that want this job to hold on forever, and at the end of the day, you got to be honest. You're not supposed to live off of McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, fast food restaurant for the rest of your life. You're supposed to be like, all right, this is a part-time job or something that I do in the meantime, whether going to college, transitioning from here and there. I lost my job. But at the end of the day, you have to push yourself to find something that's better. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to work for Chick-fil-A for the rest of my life, unless you're saying I'm going to go up in management, HR, something else. But if you're just thinking of sticking here, at the cashier, flipping burgers, technology is advancing so fast that just like the Industrial Revolution, all that is going to happen with internet technology.
Yeah, it's going to take over, and it's already taking over. There's already places that already have these robots, and
yeah, sadly,
it's a higher cost up front, but over time, even if it takes 6 months, for them not to pay medical insurance, no health care, works 24/7, doesn't complain, doesn't strike, doesn't have to create a union, none of that, right? So pretty interesting. I get it, good intentions, they want to help, these people here, get better pay because inflation, right? The restaurants have risen their prices in food, but they haven't risen their salaries, which makes sense. But
so Gavin Newsom is trying to fix inflation from all the printing that they've done by affecting small businesses,
with causing more inflation. Yes,
causing more inflation. It's like it's so funny. It's like these people just never learn to be like, obviously this is not working out. If you see those charts, how badly the dollar has been devalued since the 70s, since we've gone off of gold standard, it's just. And that's because of stuff like this.
Yeah, I think the problem with a lot of politicians is that they don't know the struggle of the normal person. I don't know if they experience what normal people experience. They literally don't.
Also, they're thinking 4 years. They're not thinking, how's this going to be affected the next 10, 20, 30 years? Yeah. They're thinking, okay, my election is within 4 years. I have to be able to do something in the next 4 years and let this be some other person's problem. And this is another reason, because if you talk to anyone to be like, is this really going to help? You talk to the actual mom and pop stores who are actually affected. Taco Bell, McDonald's, they had the best record sales during the pandemic. Mom and pop stores had the worst, and this is only going to affect them even more.
Yeah, it's going to cause a huge disparity between the very wealthy and the very poor. It's just going to make that even bigger. It's going to increase that gap even more because the middle class is going to get destroyed, wiped out. You either have to push yourself up to wealthy or go down to poor. There's not going to be anything in between.
Yeah, it's going to be big corporations, and the mom and pop stores are going to be irrelevant.
Yeah, They're just,
Sadly.
it's gonna, unfortunately, and very unfortunate. Which leads us into the next thing, the next topic. Most workers say they are quiet quitting. Have you guys heard of this concept right now, quiet quitting? It's not really a new concept, but it's the word itself, this phrase is new because a lot of people it's trending right now on TikTok, on Instagram, Twitter, etc. Basically, what quiet quitting is, when an employee, should every work day, when they make a decision, are they only willing to do the minimum work necessary to keep their job, or are they willing to put more energy and effort into their work? So in the last few weeks, a lot of people are choosing to be identified as, quiet quitters. They reject the idea that work should be a central focus of their life, which is a key point. They resist the expectation that giving all or putting in extra hours. Basically what it means, quiet quitting, is they're not doing anything extra. If they have to enter at 9, they enter at 9. If they have to leave at 5, they leave at 5. If their boss emails them at 6 p.m. and their work ends at 5 p.m., they're not answering that until the next day at 9 a.m. That is what quiet quitting is right now. There's a lot of tension between the boomers, the older people. They're saying, you guys are losers. Why are you doing this? This is dumb. And the younger millennials, Gen Zs are like, well, because I don't care. I'm getting paid for what I'm getting paid, right? Especially if you just got out of college, it's your first or second job. Most of them are just like, well, I'm not going to stay here for, the next 30 years. Personally, I don't see anything bad with this. It's, I don't see anything amazing either. It's personal choice.
This is happening forever. It's nothing new. Quiet quitting is just a trend that's happened on TikTok. Everybody knows, who's been working for more than 10 years, that there's people in the company who are just cruising. They're just doing what they have to do. They're not doing nothing, but they're doing just exactly what they're told to. And I get it. Like I was watching this video of this one guy explaining why, before this was a trend, like he did that in his previous job. And it's because he worked his butt off for a whole year thinking he was going to get a huge raise. And his buddy next to him was doing the bare minimum. I forgot what he said the term was called back then. And at the end of the year, they both got the same raise. So that's when he's all like, wait, so why am I trying so hard, So, yeah, there is a pro and a con to this. The con is we're heading into a recession. All these people that are quiet quitting, that think it's really cool what they're doing, eventually the employer is going to find out and be like, okay, when we go to this downturn, they're the first people they're going to fire.
Yeah.
So maybe it might be a trend right now, but I would be careful, because if you're quiet quitting, which, power to you, you also have to understand that there's a negative consequences. So are you quiet quitting because you want to find something else to do? You're quiet quitting because you don't care? It could go against you. You just got to be careful what happens.
Yeah, it could definitely go against you. And ever since the pandemic, all the power was to the employee, but it's slowly going back to the employer, just because, like you said, the recession is coming. And if they're going to fire people, the first people they're going to fire are the ones that are barely doing their job. Yeah.
But this is nothing new. Everyone knows that one person or multiple people in the job that literally do the bare minimum. That at the end of the day, they are doing technically what they're supposed to. So,
And now that you say that, my first job, I remember when the pandemic first started and they laid off people. They laid off the people that were, in a way, quiet quitting. So it is true. It could work against you. Now that I think about it, a lot of the people that I remember that got fired from my company, the first job that I had, were quiet quitters. Literally, they were just cruising, didn't really care about the job. I didn't love it. Like, oh my God, I'm going to be the CEO or whatever. But I was doing more than the minimum to look good, right? And also because it's a commission-based job where the more work you put in, the more you make, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, like, let's say you're quiet quitting, but in the side you're doing a side hustle, and that's your long-term goal, and right now you're just doing this. Yeah, power to you, because you have a plan if something else happens. So you're doing what you need to, and on the side, you're doing your side hustle and side business, power to you. But if you're just quiet quitting and thinking you're going to get away with it, this is exactly what we were talking about previously in the other topic about, people saying, I need more for my fast food job. You can't quiet quit for the rest of your life. I've done quiet quitting. We all have done it either for a day or a week where you're like, dude, I'm so tired. I'm just going to do the bare minimum. So, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. So that's what quiet quitting is. If you guys are interested and you saw it on social media, it's been trending. It's been pretty hot. Another thing that's been trending, it's been pretty hot, is the new Apple event. So I want to talk about briefly, and you might be thinking, what does that have to do with finances and business or anything like that? It's just the new iPhone. Well, we'll talk about it. New iPhone 14 came out today. The one that everyone's talking about, obviously, is going to be the iPhone 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max, which the 14 Pro starts at $1,000.
Same price as
and
previous
the
year.
Pro Max $1,099. Yeah, everyone was saying they were going to raise their prices because of inflation, blah, blah, blah. But no, they actually kept their prices at the same price, which is great.
Yeah, hey, that's power to Apple, because everyone's saying it's gonna go up at least $200-300, but it didn't. So that's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get the 1 terabyte Pro Max, it's gonna be close to 2,000s of what, like 1,669, something like that, 1,599, 1,500, something like that.
I don't know, but yeah, I'm pretty sure a terabyte is close to 2,000, especially when you talk about, taxes, insurance, and all that. Yeah, it's probably close to 2.
Yeah, so it's the new iPhone 14, the 4 models, the 14, 14 Plus, 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max, the Apple Watch Ultra, which is like $800. Pretty crazy. The new AirPods Pro, the Apple Watch Series 8, and the new Apple Watch SE. There's a stat that we like to talk about. I bring up a lot, that there's a lot of people that cannot cover $1,000 emergency. And you look at this phone, how much is it? $1,000. If you were on that boat where you cannot cover $1,000 emergency fund, don't even think of getting the new phone. First, have that emergency fund of at least $1,000, and then raise it up to 3 to 6 months of expenses, and then consider maybe getting that new iPhone.
Yeah, and also you don't need a new iPhone every year. At the end of the day, even the 13 and 14 look pretty similar. I have the iPhone X, so that one came out, the 10, so that one came out, 4 years ago. And now my phone isn't working, the site isn't working, so definitely it's time to update. And this is my second time that I do that. I usually wait 3 to 4 years until I get a new one. Because, yeah, like $1,000, I remember growing up, a phone used to be considered expensive when it was $100. Now we're talking about $1,000.
Inflation.
Yeah, well, it's also phones nowadays do more. I don't even know why they're still called phones. It's
the computers.
It's your personal, assistant almost. Like, it does everything. And I get it, like you pretty much do a lot of social media. How would you do without your phone? That's almost your business right there.
That's everything. That's my whole life right there.
Yeah, so you need a phone, so
it's an investment for some people.
Yeah, but you just got to be smart to be like, hey, do I really need this, or I can wait another 2 or 3 updates until it's really worth it, because you don't really notice it. I personally, when I was first buying iPhones, I would notice a difference when I would get it every year. And then
not every year. No,
that's when I stopped, and I was like, I'll wait 2-3 more years.
Like, I want to get it. I personally wouldn't have gotten it if my current phone, which is the iPhone 12, would have had more storage. But since it's like I'm battling every month, 2 gigabytes, 5 gigabytes left, 5 gigabytes left, I'm like, it's terrible. I can never save photos. It's just always packed. It slows down your phone. So this is
terabyte.
Yeah, I'm just going to go all out and get the terabyte.
Really?
Probably. I don't know.
I think I'm going to get the 512, whatever it's called. I think that's more enough, because right now I have 64 gigs.
Yeah, I have 64 too.
Yeah, I think 512 will be more than enough.
It's almost 10 times more. 10 times more.
Yeah, hopefully it's more than enough.
I want to get this one and just not get a phone for the next 3 or 4 years, and 1 terabyte might be it. But I did the same thing with the laptop that I got. 1 terabyte, just went all out. It was only like $200 more, so I'm like, I don't know.
And terabyte isn't that bad on a laptop.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to 5 terabytes on these bad boys.
5 terabytes?
Yeah, just think about it. Each edit that I do is 3 terabytes.
Damn.
So that's nothing. A terabyte is nothing, But at the end of the day, if you know how to manage it well, like external drives, you just need a terabyte for your software.
That is crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, the new iPhone 14 is pretty cool. If you didn't really see any of the events, some of the biggest things, it has the 48 megapixel main camera. That's the only thing I know. Oh, and then this button in here, this thing, it's pretty cool. What is it called?
The notch.
Yeah, the notch right here. Like, it expands. Oh, dynamic island. Yeah. Super, super cool. Look into it.
That's probably the only cool thing. Besides that,
the camera.
I don't notice anything different. Oh, the only thing is that it's always on display. So it's always going to be on. So those who are addicted to iPhone is going to be even more addicted.
Ooh, and the ceramic shield.
I think that's always been
there.
And
the battery life is a little bit better, I think.
Yeah, it's just little things. Like, if you have the 13, it's not a big difference. The big difference is the notch. I think the lenses are a little different, but not really. Like, at the end of the day, it's an iPhone.
Yeah.
It's you can't compare an iPhone camera to a professional camera, even though they try so hard to call it cinematic.
Yeah, no. Maybe one day.
The funniest thing about Apple is every year they say the best iPhone ever.
Yeah.
It's like they can't come up with a new marketing scheme. Like, they use the same slides every year.
No, they always use it, but hey, people still buy it.
Yeah, of course.
They know
they're the prettiest phones. Like, I rarely see anyone with a Samsung or LG or Google Pixel, even though I used to be an Android, but I don't see those anymore.
It's rare.
If you're a green bubble messenger, you probably get hate a lot with messages all the time. You're that one guy that everyone hates.
Yeah, the green message.
That's why I switched. Yeah.
Speaking about green, let's go green with electric vehicles. So California, which we talked about this last week, we talked about how California is going to ban, not yet, they're going to ban the sale of gas vehicles by 2035, new gas vehicles. And just a couple days ago, the California governor came out with a press conference saying, hey, please turn your thermostats to 78 degrees, stop charging your cars from 4 to 9 p.m., et cetera, because of this heat wave, which...
Have you experienced I haven't had the house here that we live in hasn't had any blackouts, thank God.
No, we haven't had any blackouts, but I want to show you guys
God.
a quick video right now in a bit so you guys can see a little bit about what we're talking about. But yeah, it's just nuts to think that I don't think it will be at 2035 like ready.
Nah. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
The new governor is going to change it. You know?
They're going to push
I remember someone was talking about how in early 2000s they wanted to do this crazy thing too, like I think it was hybrid cars. They had this crazy goal by whatever year, and they never met it, but they just pushed it, and people just forgot about it. 2035, even though it is going to happen, because at the end of the day, like we were saying last week, all these car manufacturers are already doing it themselves. They don't even need California to push them. They already said they're not going to do it anymore. If you have a gas powered car, this year, next year, and maybe till 2025 is probably the last year they're going to be gas
brand new
cars.
Yeah,
no more. I doubt it.
Honda and Toyota, they're like the last companies to they don't really have as many fully electric vehicles compared to other companies. They have 2 or 3 of them.
They have hybrids. They're smart.
Hybrids.
They know at the end of the day, electric cars is only they're expensive.
Yeah.
If they want to try to sell to the masses, you got to do hybrid. Electric car. Then you got to think about okay, where am I going to charge it? I have to buy something to charge it here in my garage. It's just a lot. So Toyota and Honda, they're smart. They're the number one, car salesmen. I think. I mean, the number one cars in California. I don't know in the other states, but they do it for a reason. They know that it's going to sell, and electric cars still don't sell like hybrids do.
No, and an interesting fact I saw somewhere is that 40% of all electric vehicles in the whole United States are based out of California. So very interesting fact. 40% out of all electric vehicles. So California residents in general just really love them Teslas and Chevy Volts. Mostly Teslas. That's what I see all day, every day.
Tesla's definitely taking over California.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's why I don't want to get a Tesla. I see them everywhere now.
Yeah, it's not.
It's kind of like a Honda Civic now.
It's not as cool anymore.
Yeah.
Let's watch this video real quick. It's about what's been going on this week with the whole heat wave and whatnot. Let's see.
Please turn your thermostat up to 78 degrees or higher and avoid to the extent...
Yeah, that's going to be a negative for me, Ghost Rider. Why don't you go ahead and do something to fix the grid, especially since you want us all using electric cars. We can't even run our ACs.
That looks like the one. I thought that was your video. That looked like exactly like the one we have here.
No, I know. It looks exactly like the one we have here.
It's a little exaggerated, but my question is he turning off his stuff?
I mean, he was in a. he looked like he was in a jacket. I don't know.
I know. It's
78 degrees is too hot for a jacket. I don't know.
If I was the governor, I was really pushing this. I'd be like, okay, bring the cameras to my house. I'm gonna show you. I'm doing it.
Yeah. Unplugging my electric vehicles, turning down the electric, yeah.
And also all of these rich people that are bashing and saying, do this, help California, they're all flying private jets. So if they really care about the green, nature, all this stuff, sell your Tahoes, your private jets, your private boats, then complain to us poor people about us turning down on thermostats. It's almost like a slap in our face. It's like, what are you talking about? You have a house that can fill in like hundreds of people, and you don't even have one house. You have multiple houses, and you're getting mad at us that we own one little home, one little apartment. We have to turn our poor little thermostat. You turn it off. It's embarrassing.
I was watching the news the other day, and they were talking about how a lot of celebrities, they've been getting fined because I think one of them said that he needs like 40,000 gallons of water to water all his plants every week, and they get fined.
Yeah,
but it's a slap on the wrist. What's a $5,000 fine to someone that's worth
like
$300 million, $400 million?
It's like $5 for them.
So it's like,
yeah. No, I get it, but it's that's to me the one complaint about all these green people. It's like, sure, okay, this is all good stuff, but do what you say.
Yeah, it's a lot of hypocrisy.
Yeah, you guys affect the climate more than us. I'm not flying a private jet ever. I'm not flying my private limo. What's it called? The yachts and all that. I don't do that. You guys do. You guys are the ones that are affecting more the environment than me. I'm just turning on my AC to work.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
definitely it's a
hypocrisy.
hypocrisy, and another example of the ultra wealthy and just the normal ordinary people.
Yeah, and
it's a big gap.
Yeah, next time you see a celebrity on the news talk and complain and whine and cry about Mother Earth, tell them, okay, sell your home, sell your car, sell your boat, sell your private jet, then come complain to me.
Yeah,
then come complain to me.
it's always funny when you see the celebrities do that.
Horrible.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. But let's do a little pop quiz. What is the term used to describe when employees reject the idea that work should be a central focus of their life?
What is the term? Quiet quitting.
Yay! Correct.
These quizzes are too easy.
All right. How many new products did Apple come out with today?
iPhone, AirPods, Apple Watch. So 3.
Okay, I guess, yeah, because I was going to say specifically if you can name them all.
Apple Pro, Apple Pro Max, the Apple 14 because it's regular, the Apple Watch Ultra, the Apple Watch SE, and the AirPods Pro 2.
You forgot the iPhone 14 Plus. That's the only one.
Is that the regular? Which is that
Oh, it's an iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Plus, iPhone 14
the bigger
Pro,
one.
iPhone 14 Pro Max. Yeah, it's a little complicated, but yeah, it's 4 iPhones now. It used to be 2 only, and then it was 3, and then 4, and then like 4 and 1 cheap one, and the SE, they took that one out.
Yeah.
California's new fast food bill could bump the minimum wage up to what amount hourly?
22.
Which is a good pay, good salary for a lot of people that graduated college and they don't even make that. They make 20 an hour. So one last video I want to show you guys that, we talked a little bit about inflation, about quiet quitting, all that, college students and all that. This is something interesting that talks about a little bit about inflation, college, and the cost of tuition. Let's go watch it.
When we all went to college as Gen Xers, college was $9,000, $10,000, $11,000 a year in tuition. And if you came out with 10 or 20K and you had an average job or a salary of double or triple that when you graduated, it seemed like a good deal. The ROI broke. Now, market forces are at work here. There is a website, Grow with Google, you can just look up right now. They're allowing people to get professional certificates, and this is free. They've identified 5 different paths to jobs. One of them is digital marketing and e-commerce, one's IT support, data analytics, project management, and UX design. They have essentially looked at what's needed in the world and aligned a 3 to 6 months online course for free that'll get you a job. And you, if you have executive function, the ability to sit down, shut up, and learn, can do this first before you make the decision to go $100,000 in debt and then get a $50,000 a year job. Here, these jobs average 60, 70, 80K a year, and you can do it for free.
That's pretty cool. It's only a matter of time, like we were talking about last week or maybe episode or 2 ago, that it's only going to be a matter of time until these companies are going to start, Google, Apple, Facebook, and all these tech companies going to be like, you know what? We know what we're looking for. We're just going to offer those classes and offer them the certificates for them to be employed by us or somewhere else.
I mean, they're already doing it, with the Google thing.
It's really cool. I didn't even know that until I watched that video. I was like, oh, wow. I didn't know they did all that. Because it's not just like if you want to be a, what's it called? IT or like a, programmer. It's like, oh, you want to learn about marketing? You want to learn about business? It's like,
e-commerce.
E-commerce? Like, okay, cool.
Product manager, I think, was another one or something like that. But yeah, there's 5 different routes already there that the income's starting is 60 to 80,000 in 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
College is like 4 to 5 years now, 5 to 6 years for most people now.
And you take a lot of dumb classes.
Yeah, like
art, history.
No offense, but why are we going to take English history? What is the
math,
Pythagorean theorem, or what of all this stuff going to help me?
I don't know.
It's
it's just extra courses you got to take so the college makes more money.
If college was 2 years, all right, because the last 2 years are all focused on your major, right? The first 2 years are the waste of time. It's just all general ed. For me, in my opinion, I think it is a big waste of time.
And for those who are asking, what is ROI? What does that mean?
Return on investment. So back then, if college only costed $10,000, and you came out with a job that was making $30,000-$40,000, that's a 3 to 4x return on your investment. You pay $10,000 to make $30,000 or $40,000. Now you're paying 50, 60,000 and making 40,000. It's like, what? You know? Or some people $300,000 in debt and only making $100,000 a year.
Or no degree. Remember that guy we heard on Dave Ramsey had $300,000 in debt, and he failed his last exam or couldn't pass his medical thing, and he was debating whether or not to get another $100 and something thousand in debt to be able to do it. It's just like, dang, it's just, I get it if you're trying to be a doctor, maybe a lawyer, like Vanessa, a specialist, she's trying to do a speech pathologist, but every other job, I think most companies are looking, hey, does this guy have experience?
Yeah.
And then are they trainable? Because, yeah, most of the stuff you can learn online. And if Google offers us these courses, why would you? I think those courses probably take maybe up to a year.
It said 3 to 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 3 to 6 months.
So even do it in your summer break before you go to college.
Yeah.
And you'll be already set. And then you
or take a year break and you'll still be ahead of everyone. Take a year break, do those courses.
Try it out. Yeah. Wow.
That's
I'm
crazy.
even tempted to do one.
3 to
months?
6 months. Yeah.
I'm
3 to
going to
6
take
months.
one, actually. That's not that bad.
You never know. I mean, yeah,
It's always good to learn new trades.
yeah.
But that's sick. Yeah. And other companies do the same thing. And
For free.
Yeah.
Don't forget it, for free.
yeah. Exactly.
For
that's a
free.
huge return on your investment. And you don't have to worry about anything. You're just investing your time.
Yeah, just invest in your time with college.
3
investing
months?
time
That's
too.
nothing.
That's a
And I'm
little
pretty
bit of
sure you
time.
could take it at, like up to 3 months if you like really push yourself. But let's say you have a part-time job or a full-time job, you could probably take it little by little until you finish.
9 months, 10
Yeah.
months, you know.
So that's
But-
sick.
Yeah, I think that's a really great alternative. I'm just thinking of people already that I know. I'm like, I'm gonna let them know about this. Guys don't know about this program either. Now I know specifically. So if you're watching, if you have a young person, they don't know if they want to go to college. They're like, man, I should just go to for example, to the military so college could be free. No. This is the perfect route, so you don't have to do any of that. Save yourself a lot of time, a lot of money, and you get a good job that's almost future-proof. Almost future-proof. Nothing's 100% future-proof, you know?
You
We
can
don't
do
know.
it while you're in high school.
Yeah. Yeah. Do it while you're in high school. When you graduate, you get yourself a $60,000 to $80,000 paying job at 18.
God, I wish I knew this stuff when I was.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I wanted to do in life, and that's why I wasted like probably 2 years in college trying to figure it out. You know, even though I did graduate, you know, within 4 years, but the first year or two, you can mess around in the sense of like, oh, let me try business, let me try science, let me try this.
It's a waste
until-
of time.
Yeah, so many classes, I don't even remember anything. Not even high school classes. I don't remember anything. Such a waste of time.
Yeah, we're not against education. We're just
Nope.
against the way that it's like structured.
It's like budgeting. They need to go into schools and be like,
Take
gut
out
out the
nonsense.
stuff that are, you know, like, why are we learning this? You know, or also that's why we love going to the schools and be able to provide resources. Because when we go to the schools and talk to the kids and students, like, you know, you can go to community college and then transfer. Some of them don't even know that, you know, or this stuff. When we were telling them, you know, you can go get certificates and just do this. Oh, what?
Yeah.
You know, everyone has that pressure. Like, I got to go to college. I felt that. That's why I went to a private school, because crazy situation that I had to go. My parents like, no, you got to go to college. You got to go to 4 years. You got to do community. But having someone to be like, hey, you know, there's another way, you know, it helps relieve stress.
Yeah. No shame, no nothing. I mean,
Power to you, actually.
yeah. While your friends are still in school, you're making almost 6 figures, right? It's like,
Yeah, and gaining experience.
and probably working from home.
Yeah, a lot of
Most
these
likely.
jobs. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. So that's a great resource for all you guys watching. It's an amazing resource. Hopefully
Sick.
some of you guys watching, you work at fast food like we were talking at the beginning, and you might lose your job in the future. Try out these 3 to 6 months courses.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, definitely. We're getting into there. And before we wrap up, you know, just remember, as people are going back to school and everything, people get sick, you know, they cough and sneeze and all that. Just remember, you know.
A lot of people that I know are getting COVID again.
Oh, really? Yeah, just make sure that if you are sick, you just don't cough on people's faces, you know. But, you know, more importantly, you know, we're seeing that the importance of, you know, taking vitamin D, you know, making sure you're taking your vitamins, you're eating healthier, you're getting your sleep, you're getting your rest, like working out. That all makes it a difference, a huge difference.
Just wash your hands.
Yeah, washing your hands.
That's one thing that I learned the most about COVID is I wash my hands every time I go outside or touch something that I don't really touch.
Yeah, I always use my hand sanitizer for sure. Every single time I put gas, because
Yeah.
those things are dirty.
I forget sometimes, but I try to wash my hands.
Yeah, those are definitely dirty. But yeah, if you guys want to contact us, you know, you can find us on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, or on Gmail. And we've been seeing that, you know, there's a lot more people watching us now on YouTube as well. If you're watching us from YouTube, shout out to you guys for watching us and subscribing, liking, commenting, everything. I mean, leave us a comment. If you're watching us, where are you watching us from? Any comments, questions, and also our OG fans on Facebook.
I love the comments because sometimes they make fun of us, which is more than enough. I love those comments.
Who cares if they're negative, positive?
No,
We don't care.
We're learning.
Yeah, we're learning. We're trying to do our best.
This is just for fun.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, and take care.